Hello students, today we are there on the fifth video of periodic classification, and in today's video we will be talking about the variation of ionization energy in the group and period along with all the exceptions that we can have. Okay, it's an important topic for the MCQs for competitive exams. You can have number of questions from here, right? So first, in the factors we have discussed in the previous video, there are 5 major factors which affect. Just go through that before you watch this video, and down the group let us see what all will be the variation and what factors can be included. Down the group means this way, right? Now if I compare down the group, let me talk about one particular group: lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Francium, though we do not talk about it much because it is radioactive element, right? Down the group, what is happening to the atomic radii? We know the atomic radii is increasing. This increases, right? What is happening to the effect of the nuclear charge down the group? Effect of the nuclear charge decreases. That means when the effect of the nuclear charge is decreasing, the nucleus is not able to hold the valence electron that strongly. So obviously down the group the ionization energy will decrease. Ionization energy will decrease down the group. Okay, so for the first group there is no exception, it decreases down the group, right? Now let us consider one more group, that is second group: beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Okay, so these are the elements present. So again the same thing, down the group the same thing has to be followed. Whatever we wrote here, this is to be followed, right? Size increases, the effect of, I always tell you to please talk about effect, because nuclear charge is always increasing whether in the group or in the period, right? But when the shells are increasing, the effect of the nuclear charge is always less. That is why we say that down the group the ionization energy is decreasing. Now we will study in this 11th class two groups of P block also, that is 13 and 14. So about the exceptions of that we will be talking here itself in this video, but exceptions I can take later. All the exceptions I can take later, but as of now I'm just taking first two groups, right? Let me continue further with in the period. What happens in the period? All exceptions I will take separately at the end, right? Now let us see this one. Now across the period what happens? Let me consider first period. First period is hydrogen, then you have helium. Of course it is at the end. I wrote it here because there were only two elements. Across the period, what is happening to the atomic radius? We know atomic radius is decreasing. It decreases. And we know the nuclear charge effect. The effect of the nuclear charge increases. When the effect of the nuclear charge increases, what we will say? Ionization enthalpy increases. So across the period, ionization enthalpy increases, right? Now let us also consider second period. This is first period elements. Now let us see second period elements. What are the second period elements? Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, right? Now this way across the period, this is a second period element. What do we expect, across the period like this? We expect the same thing here. Size is decreasing, effect of the nuclear charge is increasing, ionization ideally should be increasing. That is our expected criteria. But before that, let us write the configuration. Okay, let me write the configuration of lithium. It is 1s2, 2s1. Beryllium is 1s2, 2s2. And boron is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Let me write only a valence shell, right? so that I can accommodate it well. 2s2 2p2, and this is 2s2 2p3. Oxygen is 2s2 2p4, and fluorine is 2s2 2p5, and neon is 2s2 2p6. Right? Now, just keeping in mind whatever factors we have considered, let us see what exceptions are possible. Ideally, we expect this should be the order. This is the ideal order. What we expect, the nuclear charge is increasing. We expect the ionization to be like this. But children, there are two exceptional cases which we can consider. One is this, that is beryllium, and another one is nitrogen. What is so different in them? Just check the beryllium configuration. Beryllium is 1s2 2s2. S orbital is the valence shell. In the valence shell there is 2s orbital, whereas in boron 2s2 2p1 also, means if the last electron has to go to form a cation, it should go from p. Right? So you have this as the exception. That means the beryllium goes here. Beryllium becomes more than boron. What reasons you are going to mention? You will write two reasons for it. Number one, you will write that this is having electronic configuration. It is having 2s2 configuration, which is stable, whereas the other one is having 2s2 2p1 configuration, 2s2 2p1 configuration, where it is not fulfilled or half filled. So one is this reason. The second reason you will write is penetration effect. Second reason which you will be mentioning is penetration effect. S orbital from here, this is the configuration of what, children? This is for beryllium, this is for boron. So beryllium, the electron is to be removed from S orbital, which has more penetration effect than P orbital, in which for boron. Right? This is one exceptional case. That means this will come here. I will write down the overall order later. Let me check this. This is another exception. Nitrogen actually should come here then. Just check the configuration. You will have only one reason for it. The nitrogen is having 2s2 2p3 configuration, which is half filled configuration. We have already discussed in the factors that half-fill configurations are more stable. Why they are more stable? That also I have discussed. That is because of more symmetry and because of more exchange energy. More number of the exchanges are possible in P3 than P4. So nitrogen becomes more. So you will have one reason for nitrogen having more than oxygen. Right? This is clear, children, here? Now, so let us write what should be the correct order of the second period elements. Your order here will be, lithium, then you will have boron, then you will have beryllium, you can have then carbon, you will have oxygen, then nitrogen, then fluorine, and neon. This is the order. This is the order for the second period, right? Now, let us apply the same to the third period elements. What about third period? Third period, what are the elements? You have lithium, sodium, then sodium you have here. Then below this, you will have, after sodium, you will have, let me write that later, magnesium, then you will have aluminium, you will have silicon, phosphorus, then you will have sulfur, then you will have chlorine and argon. Right, what is our expected order? That this should be your ionization order, because you have the nuclear charge increasing and number of shells are remaining the same. The effect of the nuclear charge is increasing this way. But again, you will have exception of magnesium and phosphorus. This will be coming here and phosphorus will be coming here. I will write only these two exceptional cases, the configuration. Like you have this one, configuration as 2s2. Yeah, it will be 3s2 for this one, and this is 3s2 3p1. You have this as 3s2 3p3, and you will have 3s, 3s2, 3p4. This is s, right? So you will have this similar reasons as we have written here, no? Two reasons we have written here: electronic configuration, penetration effect, half fill. So same rules will be applicable here. So what will be the order, children, here? Sodium, then after sodium you will have, aluminium, then you will have here magnesium, after magnesium you will have silicon, thereafter sulfur, then phosphorus, then you will have chlorine, and then argon, right? So third period is clear to you all. Let us move ahead. Let's take few questions. There is one question asked here, like, first ionization energy of nitrogen is greater than oxygen and second ionization energy of oxygen becomes greater than nitrogen. Why? In inorganic chemistry, you are likely to be asked a number of reason questions. Okay, now let us see the configuration. Nitrogen we have already discussed. That is first ionization energy, what we have discussed previously. Now let us see the second ion. This we have already discussed, right? Let us see second. Second means one electron is already removed. That means this has become N plus and O has become O plus. From here we have to remove electrons now. So what is the configuration of N plus after removing one electron? You have 1s2, 2s2, 2p2, and this configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. That means this is now more stable. So what you will write, that after removing one electron from oxygen, now it acquires half-filled configuration. So this will have more ionization energy than oxygen, than nitrogen. Got it? Now let us take some more question. There are some questions asked like this. Let us compare chromium and manganese. Chromium and manganese, they are D block elements, right? Across the period, this is 24 atomic number and this is 25 atomic number. So obviously the nuclear charge is more here. So this should be having more ionization energy. That means the first ionization energy, right? So let us see first what is the configuration of chromium. Chromium is, you have argon and then you have as 3d5 and 4s1. And what about Mn? Mn you have, children, argon and 3d first. Let me write 3d5 and 4s2. Right? So if I have to remove electron, I have to remove the electron from this. That is the first electron if it is to be removed. So to remove electron, that is from chromium, if I have to form chromium plus, and from Mn if I have to form Mn plus. Okay, so this electron, this is the first ionization energy to remove electron, right? So when this is formed, obviously it is having 3d5 configuration. That means this can lose electron very easily and acquire the half-filled configuration. So we can say the first ionization energy of chromium is lesser than Mn. You can have what reasons? One reason is the nuclear charge. Second reason, you can also write down that this after losing one electron is acquiring half-filled configuration. So definitely it will prefer losing it. Right. So suppose this one, if this has to lose one electron, now Mn plus configuration, children, will be 3d5 and 4s1. Yeah. You can also say that this was having s2, so it cannot lose electron easily. So the first ionization energy of Mn is greater. Right. And if I have to say the second ionization energy, then I will say the second ionization energy for chromium is greater than Mn. Right? I hope you know the reason now. Because after losing one electron, this has become half filled now. That means in the second step, I have to form from here, I have to form Cr2 plus. And Mn from plus, I have to form Mn2 plus. Right? What is the configuration of this? It is 3d5. What is the configuration of this one? 3d4. And this was, 3d5, 4s1. And this is 3d5. That means in chromium this is more stable and in Mn this is more stable. So they will like to be there, in their stable state. So it will like to be there in this state. So obviously the second ionization energy for chromium is greater and for Mn this is more stable. So second ionization will be less. Let it lose one electron and form half-filled configuration. Another important thing is, children, whenever you are writing the configurations like this, particularly for D block element, you will have this problem. So if you have to remove electron, the 4s electron will be losing electron first. Normally, when we are writing the configuration, we fill in the electron first in 4s and then in 3d. Yes, but when removing, we have to always remove from the valence shell first, and the valence shell is the 4s orbital, not 3d. Got it? This part is clear, children? Yeah. Let us consider now some more exceptional cases. There are two exceptional cases in 13-14 group. 13 group and 14 group. I am only talking about these two groups as of now because these two are there in class 11. The remaining groups we will be studying in the individual, groups when we are talking about the P block elements, right? Let me write 13 group element. 13 group. Now what are 13 group elements? Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. These are the elements. What we expect is down the group, size increases, atomic radius is, children, increasing, and we know the nuclear charge is decreasing, the effect of the nuclear charge is decreasing, so we expect the ionization energy to decrease, right? This is what we expect. Now this is in which period, children? This is in second period, this is in third period, this is fourth period, this is fifth period, and this is lying in the sixth period. Okay, so if we plot a graph for this between the atomic number and ionization energy, children, what we are getting is something like this. This is the graph you get, something like W, where you have boron here and you have this thallium, then this is boron, then you have thallium here, then you have gallium, aluminium and indium. How will you learn this? If you number, these are the period, children, I have written here. If you number the elements of group, now why this is the order, you can remember like this. See here, 1, this is the second, then you have, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth, this is fifth. What are these numbers? This side I have written the period. These are the 13 group elements. If I number them like this, you can remember what is the order of the ionization energy. The order is 1, 5, 3, 2, 4. That means the first maximum is for boron. Maximum is for boron. After boron you have the fifth one, that is thallium. After thallium you have the third one, that is gallium. After gallium you have aluminium, and then you have this one as indium. This is the order. Okay, now why like that? This is having exceptionally high ionization energy, because I told you this is lying in which period? Sixth period. This is lying in sixth period, and in sixth period lanthanides are present and there is lanthanide contraction. So in the post lanthanide elements also I told you that the size is less. The size is less, in the post lanthanide elements. So when the size is less, obviously this will have more ionization energy. So it is the effect of the lanthanide contraction which is visible in the post lanthanide elements. That is why it becomes abnormally high. So this is the order, this is maximum, then you can see the height of this ionization. This is maximum, and then you have this one, then you have this third one, then you have the second one, and then the fourth one. This is how you can just learn. So ionization energy order in 13th group, this was the exception. Now let us consider in 14th group. In 14th group, let us see what is the order. Okay, 14th group you have chemistry, sir, gives Sankey problems. This is how we have learnt it, mnemonics. So down the group, what is our expected order? Atomic radius increases, nuclear charge this increases, nuclear charge down the group, right, decreases. So ionization, our expected order is decrease. It decreases, but again the problem with lead. Lead lies in which period? Sixth period. This lies in sixth period. So sixth period here is slightly more. So it doesn't become more like in the previous one. It is just coming here. Actually, there are various factors affecting. So at certain point you'll find, the nuclear charge becomes more, and at other places the lanthanide contraction is becoming more prominent. So what is the order, children, here? Carbon is maximum, then you have silicon, then you have germanium, after germanium you have lead, and after lead you have tin. Got it? So this is the order for the 14th group. So we have tried to cover all types of exceptions, and of course when you are comparing each period, the noble gas which is supposed to have the maximum ionization, it is having, and it will be too large, because that also sometimes you may have as exception. They write, why do they have exceptionally high? They have very high ionization enthalpy and the ionization energy. Reason for that we know is the octet configuration. Octet configuration particularly for all, but for the first one, that is helium, that is duplet configuration. So generally they have this NS2 NP6. When they are stable, they will not like to lose the electron. Okay, so I hope you have followed ionization energy. This was the second periodic property, children, we have discussed. Now, so 2 are over so far, atomic radii and ionization enthalpy, and then in the next video we will be talking about electron gain enthalpy. Okay, thank you for watching.